What's up, Year 10s? So in this today's video, I'm going to be talking to you about how to take your claim and turn it into a revised and finalized research question. Okay, I know a lot of you are probably having some issues with that and having issues with exactly how to break down and specify these claims. Okay, so hopefully by now you've picked one of these three claims. Okay, I'll put here in the task sheet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand out this sheet I've got in front of me here of a guide to writing a research question. I'm going to put it on OneNote for you guys and on the classwork tab where you can add and edit to it, and I can check along with you guys to see how you guys are going. Okay, because I want this to be a little bit of a like progress report draft style thing, okay, where on Friday this week I ideally want everyone to have a finalized research question done with their main piece of evidence ready to go, so we can start analyzing our evidence and going on from there. Okay, so basically with this research, with the turning a claim into a research question, there's steps to it. Okay, here we have 5 steps. Okay, the first step is obviously putting down the claim and breaking down the key terms of that claim. Okay, we then write about the key elements from those key points and pose any questions and things that we can think about those key terms. Okay, we then pose our a little bit of our interim a possible research question from our broken down key terms. We do a little bit more research from there. We critique it and we see like what is the if we can find stuff on that research question or not, do further research, and then we refine that into our final research question. Now, I have completed one of these for you guys. I have an example to show you, and I'll put it up on the screen right now, and I'll spend the class going through this with you guys, and hopefully by the end, from looking at this, following me on this example, it makes a little bit more sense of how to actually turn a claim into a finalized research question. So obviously this is just an example. You guys are not learning about if lollies make people happy or not. You guys, your claim's all about evolution and DNA and genetics. But this is a mock claim here, lollies make people happy. So just like your claims, you would normally put one of these 3 in there, whatever 3 that you're doing, okay? But for now, this is just the example. I'm just going to move this out of the way again. The example is lollies make people happy, okay? So the key terms in this claim, lollies make people happy, are lollies, people, and happy. Okay, they're obviously the key terms in there. Okay, they hold weight. All right. So what we need to do after we've broken that down, you'll do the same for your claim. You'd break down the key words within the claim that you have chosen. You'd write them here in your version of this. Okay. What you need to do now is question the key elements of the claim. You need to generate questions that help clarify the key terms as they relate to the unit of study. Okay, so our unit of study was obviously on evolution and genetics. So we need to, so when you're doing yours, you're going to break down these key terms and generate questions that help clarify those key terms. Ones we've done here for the claim lollies make people happy are which lollies are being eaten. Okay, because we need to make sure this is specified. All right, the claim lollies make people happy is very broad, just like the claims that you have in your assignment. They're extremely broad, so we need to narrow these down. Which lollies are being eaten? Okay, are we talking about a specific type of lolly? Okay, are we talking about? Is this claim going to say all lollies make people happy? Are we saying only, only hard lollies make people happy, or only like jellies or jelly beans make people happy, or is chocolate included as well? Okay, is that included in the statement lollies make people happy? What lollies are we actually talking about? Like specific ones? Okay, who are the people eating these lollies? Because one of the key terms here is people. Lollies make people happy. Which people? Okay, Is there a specific age range for these people that we are talking about? Is there a specific gender for these people that we're talking about? Is there a specific cultural demographic? So are we saying, rather than saying makes people happy, are we saying lollies make teenagers in Australia happy? See how I've just right there narrowed that down? People into teenagers within Australia. You can even go even further than that. That's still very, very broad. Okay, so which people are we talking about here? All right. The next thing is, in which situation are these lollies being eaten? Okay. How is happiness measured? Because this like very key. The key term here is happy. Lollies make people happy, but how is happiness defined? Okay. How are we measuring happiness? If the claim doesn't define it, if the claim isn't specific, then that means you're able to take it and run with it in however way that you want. Okay, you're able to define happiness in whatever way that you want. Okay, because it's the claim just says lollies make people happy. Okay, so when you go back and do, when obviously relating this back to the claims that you're doing, okay, if anything is broad and it's not defined there, then you can take it any way that you want. So in this situation, how is happiness being measured? Okay, how are we defining happiness? All right, how do we know if it's making someone happy or not? How do we put a tangible rating there on the happiness of someone? So these are all questions when you're thinking about breaking down. These are all questions which break down these key points of this term, of this claim, sorry. All right, taking these key terms of this claim and thinking about how we specifying each of these key terms. All right, and then from here, from these questions, all these things that we can think about, okay, then we can then pose our first possible research question. Okay, so in this situation here, in this example, we've taken all these and we've gone, okay, well, if we want to make our first possible research question is going to be, does providing workers with lollipops increase productivity? So what we've done here, as you can see, we've taken this claim, we've broken down the key terms, we've written about these questions to help refine this, and now we've thought about the answers for all these. We've probably done a bit of research, okay, about we've had to think about which answers of these questions I'm going to go with. Okay, do I want to think about, you know, in this situation here, does providing workers, the key word here is workers, that's the people. So and they came here, lollies make people happy, and we've said in our questions, which people? All right, then obviously we've gone here with workers. All right, I'm going to highlight these so we can see the distinction here. So people, okay, that is the workers. All right. Does providing workers with lollipops increase productivity? So lollipops is the specific lolly that we're talking about. The claim, the lollies make people happy. So lollies, okay, we've broadened down lollies here, okay, and this question here where we've said which lollies are being eaten. We've gone, you know what, I want to look at lollipops. All right, so we've put in lollipops, and we're specific about that lolly. Okay, and the last one, does providing workers with lollipops increase productivity? So in this situation here, like I said, because happiness isn't defined and it's very broad and there's heaps of different ways we can define happiness and it's not defined within the claim, so therefore you can define it however way that you see fit. Okay, so in this situation here, we've gone, okay, well, we're going to put a measure on happiness by saying if someone's happy, they're going to be more productive at the workplace. Okay, so the last thing here is happiness, all right, and increasing productivity is our measure for happiness. So you can see here we've taken our claims, lollies make people happy. We've thought about each of these key points and posed as many questions as we can. Thought about these questions of to which specific answers I want to look at. Okay, and I've now made my first research question here of does providing workers with lollipops increase productivity? All right, now I can take this research question and I can start researching this. I can start going on Google Scholar and I can start going, okay, now let's look at workers, lollipops, and increased productivity. And I'll chuck them into my parameters and see what type of information I'm going to get back. Okay. I can go on to my next point here. Now I need to critique this question. Right. The issues here is workers. It's still probably too broad. If you're going to do these research, you're going to do research on this, you're probably not going to find tangible evidence that just says workers. Okay, that's very broad. Who is the people working? So let's think about that even further. Okay, and productivity is not measurable in data. I can't get a graph or a table that clearly shows productivity. That's a concept. It's not something that is directly measurable with data. Okay, so maybe I need to find more refined for what productivity is actually meaning. Okay, so you would think about those things and you would start doing a Google Scholar, all right, and you would try to find some evidence around these even more critiqued parameters. Let's just say I've done that and I have gone on Google Scholar and I've found a research article and it's given me this information right here. Now, I've obviously just made this right now. And I've found this, and it's a graph showing the percentage grade change of students at Chisholm Catholic College when given lollipops daily. Okay, and I've said that they've seen the boys here. The boys, obviously, they've gone up 8% on their grades, and the girls go up only 2% on their grades when given lollipops daily. Now, that could be for multiple reasons. Okay, maybe the boys are more extrinsically motivated, okay, by lollipops, and the girls are, doesn't really matter. Okay, this is the data that we have found. Okay, the percentage grade change, okay, of their grades going up and down of students at Chisholm Catholic College when lollipops are given daily. All right, and this is a tangible piece of evidence. This is the type of thing you'd want to find: a graph or a table that has that's quantitative. Okay, it has a numeric value and something that we can actually use to write our research question on. Okay, so if I've then found this information here, I can then finalize my research question, okay, to answer the data that I've been given here. Okay, this clearly shows a clear direction. Okay, so I can then rewrite my my research question to answer this. So going back to here, my finalized research question for this claim, lollies make people happy. My finalized research question is, does providing students at Chisholm Catholic College with lollipops daily increase their productivity by increasing their assignment mark? Okay, so the lollies, okay, that I've got here in the claim, that can be seen by giving lollipops. Oops, I'll make that. Oops, that shouldn't have been red. All right, lollipops. All right, you can see that the people in this situation are students at Chisholm Catholic College, very specific. Okay, and making them happy is that is by increasing their assignment mark. Okay, that's obviously going to make them happy. All right, so you can see I've taken my claim, broken it down, got my original, my first research question. Okay, started researching that, chucked those parameters into Google Scholar, found a tangible piece of evidence, okay, and then rewritten my final question, research question out like this.